You are now tuned in to Rolling with Rock podcast. Is this thing even on?
Vibe check, baby.
This is what I do when I'm at home. I'm in my backyard. I'm chilling, cigar, good cup of Joe. Joe is coffee for some people that don't know.
That don't know that yet, bro.
Yeah,
you know, it's 2025. You gotta.
I don't know. There are lattes and
Well, who the fuck is Joe?
Joe's right here. You know, what I'm
Joe
saying?
right there.
But I be in my backyard, you know, with the gar and a cup of Joe, and I look up. Bro, you ever look up and be like, man, yo, what's out there, bro? You ever look up and be like, hey, man, what would it be like to like fly around Saturn or like
every single day ish.
See Jupiter, bro? Like I be sitting there, and it's crazy because when I was supercargo and you on that boat and you're in the middle of the ocean and it's dark, like people say pitch black, like legitimately. My hand was this close to my face and I couldn't even see it. That's pitch black. Right?
Was you on the boat? You talking about Pathways?
Yeah, when I was on Pathways, I was on that Fisher, and you look up and you just see so much out there. And I watch a show called The Y-Files, man. They got all kinds of amazing like stuff about astrology, space, and like it's you. I'm gonna let you check it out. It's deep, man. But,
yeah.
What you think, bro?
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I probably spend more time up there than I do down here worrying about what's going on amongst the masses here on planet Earth. And when I say that, of course, theoretically, I mean like I am more of a zone out, sit outside and look at the stars type person. I got the fucking app on my phone. But because I really be up there so much, and I'm talking about I be doing extensive research on my phone, watching podcasts, looking at different documentaries, and like I found out that's my interest, bro. I go through my like things you may like on Netflix, alien shit. You know?
I'm gonna hit you with this. Do you think that humans were on Mars for a period of time and we destroyed that planet and then we came here? Now really, really sit down and think about that. Do you think that maybe we lived there previously?
Yeah.
We destroyed that planet.
Uh-huh.
And then we came here.
You want to know more? All right. Well, since you asked me that, I'm not going to put it out and say no. Because if it was true, think about it like this. They said that there was an asteroid that hit Earth, correct? That asteroid that hit Earth.
What if that was us?
What if that was us as a piece of Mars? Because what if Mars got hit by something? When Mars got hit by something, a piece of Mars, chunk of it, whatever it may be, we don't know what it looked like up close. It could be a circle from afar, but you get up close, it bitch probably missing half the motherfucking planet. But
exactly.
If that were to happen and say there was life forms on Mars. Now, I don't think maybe like 2 eyes, eyelashes with cornrows and dreadlocks. I don't think we was up there podcasting on Mars, but I think that maybe there was some form of life on there. And then once it landed on Earth through evolution, we became what we are today. But if it was possible, I've thought so much about it. That's my explanation as to how it would very much so be possible. If there was some form of life on Mars already, and then whenever they got hit, and then that shit hit and landed over here, whatever was on that rock floating towards us, we, extensions of us, forms of human life, may have been little aspects or pieces on there. I personally, I don't put that out, bro. I don't put that aside and think like, nope, not possible. I really think that shit's possible, bro.
Because if you look like historically, Sumerian culture,
okay,
you know, if you really dive into that, how they say our genes were spliced, so they took the workers from there that they had to mine gold, they brought them here and they spliced their gene with was not Homo erectus, but one of the sapien genes.
From where? What you mean from?
So the Sumerian culture created.
Where's the Sumerian? You got to break it down because we got to know what that means first.
Ancient Sumerian culture. It's a culture about I'm not gonna go like too technical because I know there are people who really know it and they'll probably roast me, which is fine. I don't know everything, you know.
It ain't gotta be like too deep.
And I got a bad memory anyway. But like they're from space, and if you look at their culture, like you look at the tablets and everything, they have rockets, they have people wearing masks, like from outer space, right? They came and they created. They had a race that they created for workers, like a worker race, but they combined that gene with the genes here, and they built within those genes a expiration date. So basically, the reason to die. Because you look at humans in general, there's really technically no reason why we should age out and die.
Okay.
That's a different line that, hopefully you guys, if you're really into it, you get a chance, you look into it.
Yeah.
And you look at a lot of things like
Samaritan, huh?
Sumerian. Yeah. So you look at it and it's like, okay, some of the things that are here, everybody's like, oh, I'm like, look, man, we're all aliens. We're not. Look at humans. Now we really gonna delve into this. Look at humans. Out of all the species that live on this beautiful earth,
Talk to me.
we're the only ones that are not adapted to survive here.
And walking and talking and building like we are.
We're not adapted to survive here.
That's why another reason why I think that we may be the aliens.
We are.
And
we are straight up.
I know
Call me crazy, but hey, look, man, we are.
A lot of my followers probably ain't never got to hear me talk my alien talk, but I love posting aliens. I love the idea of them. I love what they represent. I honestly feel like we could potentially be the aliens to this earth because, like you mentioned, bro, how many different species of every other animal are there? We got a fucking 500 different types of cats, bro. Lions, tigers, cheetahs, leopards, the ones in my house right now, like all different types of cats, bro. In the water, fish, shark, dolphin, whale, crab, like so many different species. How many other types of humans have we got? We different colors, but there ain't humans that are 99'6", and there ain't humans that are 36 inches.
There's some giants on this planet.
Or 36 centimeters.
There's some giants on this planet.
If they on the planet, where they at? Antarctica?
Look up.
And when you say giant, what do you mean? Very large, like us humans?
12 feet. Like I said, y'all probably be like, man, this dude crazy. No, seriously. Look up the report. It's buried. It's buried, but you got to do some digging. There's a SF team that was in Afghanistan that found a giant in a cave. They got attacked. They ended up killing it, but it killed a couple of SF guys. When they came back, they weren't allowed to talk about it. It didn't exist. It didn't happen. I promise you.
Like a 12-foot giant?
Look it up.
12 foot's pretty big. When I think giant, so I look at us and I look at, let's take my cat for comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I am probably 10 times the size of my cat. Still existing in the same earth, in the same world. We can't speak to each other. We can live amongst each other. When I think giant, I think something so physically big that they can't even like view how we live and do our thing. Like they couldn't fit into our home. They couldn't probably speak our language. We couldn't sit them down and give them a book and be like, hey, this is the English language. Here's Spanish. Here's French, giant. Like they so fucking big. They got their own existence.
What's the deepest point on Earth? From surface to down, what's the deepest point on Earth?
I don't know.
Man-made, there's a mine in Europe, and they actually do a marathon.
Yeah.
And it's a mile and some change down, and it's actually a mining cave, and people run it. They do their marathon, they come up.
Yeah.
That's man-made, right? Look at some of the cave structures that we have on Earth and how deep it is that we've never explored. We've never been down. So how do you know what's down there?
Now we'll say this. Okay. Could the giants potentially have been here before, say, that first asteroid hit? And, Pangea was once all one big giant flat planet amongst a bunch of fucking water, which I've been told that there's way more water on Earth than than the globe actually shows you.
Underground.
Well, not only that, they make these continents really fucking close together to make the globe smaller. But in reality, when you're viewing Earth, there's a part of the Earth that you see like this from the satellites that's just all blue. You ain't never spun the globe and just see all blue. You get what I'm saying? So they make it smaller just so you can see. But in reference to how big the Earth is, so if Pangea was real, that big ass rock, I could possibly believe that there were giants here before we have as much water on Earth as we had now. And then after we're finding them deeper down because now Earth, it's been billions of years. Earth is what, 44 billion years old?
But now so I'm really flipping you one.
I believe it.
So we talk about up there. Now, you got your cave systems and all of that in Earth, but the scariest place is the ocean.
The ocean.
We've only explored 1% of the ocean, right? Now check this out. For a lot of people may know this, may not know this. The deeper you go, the larger animals get. And you would think, well, the pressure doesn't make sense. When you're a large animal under immense pressure, you use less energy to move around. That's why you see these massive giants under.
Yeah.
When you're in the when you're above the midnight zone, you have smaller fish. They don't use a lot of energy. You know, they're smaller, so they're able to easier move around because of the atmosphere and the pressure in the water, right?
Yeah.
The big whales and the big sharks and stuff, they need a lot of energy. But when you go super deep, the little ones use way more energy. That's why when you go deep, you see massive, massive alien looking
type fish. Yeah.
Right?
I be seeing videos and shit like that, but I haven't done too much research on that because I heard like they don't discover as much of the ocean as they do in space. And it's probably because in space we got light. You know, we got stars and we can see in space. When you get to like not even the surface level of the bottom of the ocean, but just even in that little, what do you call it, midnight?
When you get into the midnight zone, where there's no sunlight can penetrate.
When no sunlight can penetrate ever at any point, and for millions of years no sunlight's penetrate. There's no way for anybody you can't see down there. Can we take light down there and like film? Does light work down there?
Light works, but this is the interesting thing about it. In space is a vacuum. Space is a massive vacuum, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to get around. I give you something simple. Go to a pool that's 20 feet deep and touch the bottom. See how you feel when you go to the bottom. Your chest hurt. It's heavy. It's hard. All of that pressure. It takes so much to work in that atmosphere that you're never really going to be able to take something large and be able to move around and see. And at the same time...
What about them submarines like the one that blew up?
So...
They had lights on it.
The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of Earth that deepest part of the ocean that we've explored. And we've only explored a very, very small section of it. And it takes a massively super thick hull, single person submarine to do it. Average submarine, they'll tell you, military sub, American average hull crush depth is 1,500 to 2,000 feet. They can go a little deeper. I mean, they're never going to tell you the truth. Russian subs, they're made out of titanium. They can go 4,000 feet hull crush depth, but that's nothing. And
I mean, what you mean that ain't nothing? You said 20,000 feet deep?
2,000.
Okay.
2,000.
I'm like, damn, that's deep.
2,000 and 4,000. The Titanic is at a depth of 12,000 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, shit.
And I don't know the name of that sub where the guy went down there and tried to like do commercial tours to see it. Yeah. The sub imploded.
Yeah.
But that was different. You don't use carbon fiber to make subs. We're not going to get into that. You know what I'm saying? But it was just not a good idea for what he did. But look how hard it is to go see the Titanic.
Okay.
Now imagine trying to go deeper than that.
Deeper than that.
And the Mariana Trench is the deepest part that we know of. So
we just don't have the technology yet to go deep enough to see. Now, what's going to happen when we go so deep, so deep, too deep, and we find that there's another civilization down there, but they ain't got no light unless they got their own sun.
They probably have everything. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a real interesting one when you say that. So they always say, "Oh, you need this and this to make life," right? Do you know that we have there's volcanoes under the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that there are organisms that live right next to that hot, I don't know the name of it. I don't want to just make up the word, but like the opening for the volcano and then the opening craters around it, right? They eat the methane gas. They don't need oxygen.
Okay.
They eat and live off methane gas. So when people say, "Oh, you need oxygen for life," no, you don't. They survive off methane.
Maybe we need oxygen for life. Maybe not.
Our concept and understanding and thinking about life, we always put it in our bubble. Take yourself out of your bubble and look around. Look around and see. Life is stranger than fiction. And the problem is the masses Not everybody, so don't take offense, please. But the masses don't want to understand that. They're happy and comfortable with
Where
their
they are.
world.
Yeah.
The curiosity of everything else would scare people.
Yeah.
If one day everything that we know from all of the secret government things that they know all around the world, if one day they say, you know what, here, this is
There's
everything.
all the secrets. UFOs. Here go all the secrets about the ocean.
You know what happened? People will lose their mind.
Mass hysteria.
People will lose because everything that people believe in and are like really hunkered down, 10 toes down in, it will rock their world and will scare them. So they would be so afraid of that change. Like, oh my God, like just because you know something and it's there, it shouldn't scare you. Just okay, you know, it is what it is. You know, like it's there, it's possible. But if it's been there for who knows how long, why when you know about it, all of a sudden you get scared? What are you scared of? You know what I'm saying? Like what are you scared of? Don't be scared. Just all right, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like, I mean, the simplest example of that would be when we made the atomic bomb, we were the first country with it, right? We were the first country.
Oh, we had it first.
We were the first country.
Everybody else got.
We were the first. We are the first and only one to actually use it in combat, right? Look how many people were so scared of that, right? Terrified. Yeah, I mean, ultra terrified, right? 2025. How many countries have nuclear capability?
I think all of them, except for maybe like 14.
And we don't bat an eye. So why would you be scared if you found out like there's life other places, there's life on other planets? I'm going to tell you the truth. If I were to ever have a chance to meet life from another planet, I'm not going to be scared. I'm just going to be like, hey, can you take me around so I can see like Saturn and Jupiter and all these other places and then have me back so I can have dinner? You know what I'm saying?
Get me back by 10.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got to tuck the kids in.
So here's the thing though, man. I think so deep again into that I really try to put myself in that situation. Okay. Life in another planet don't mean that they're here and they're like, hello, hey, what's up? How are you? Tell me about your plan. Unless it's us from the future coming back to talk to us, to either put us on game or something, or futuristic us maybe can come back. I think in further years that we will be encountered by somebody from the future, and we're gonna think that person's the alien when aliens are in fact advanced versions of us, way fucking further out there, and they found technology to come back. But I don't think that the aliens of today are speaking our language.
I'm glad you said that, because somebody said when they create time travel, they'll be able to go back to the point where time travel was created, mm-hmm. right? So then we'll have that person, come back.
We're going to call them an alien.
But the funniest thing, like, my theory is they're around. They've been around. They look at us and they're like, y'all crazy. We'll visit. We'll check some things out. But
I don't know if it's that Men in Black feel though, where they come in and they steal a body and they walk around,
They could.
They could. And I don't want to put it past them, but I just, for some reason, think that they're just like, right now we're being visited by microorganism type fucking UFOs, not so much our size, 6 foot gray-headed aliens with peace sign fingers. I don't think they like that. I don't think they shapeshifters. I think that just like there are other things that exist, like birds exist. We can't explain where they came from, who came first, the egg or the chicken, but I know they're here. You mm-hmm. know what I'm saying? The other animals in this earth that exist, they here. I don't know where they came. Us, we here, but don't know other animal know. Where the fuck did these house building motherfuckers come from, man? Damn, we hunting deer and shit, and this motherfucker just took a picture of me. Some got a flash. What? One of them killed my cousin and chopped his hoof off and left the body. Ain't even eat him. So I definitely believe there's other life. I think it's just like a bird or a fox or
inside of stories.
Like another little animal.
There's always some truth now. Because you always, they hear the, large eyes and gray skin and stuff like that. Somebody didn't just wake up and just come up with that idea. Enough people say something, it's got some kind of legs. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with that.
It's got some kind of because
I'm with that.
The first time somebody ever saw a A duck-billed platypus. That was a banana. One of the flowers from the banana. So the
I'm
first
gonna get hit in the
time,
head with a banana soon, bro. Perks of living in Hawaii.
the first time somebody saw a duck-billed platypus, or a kangaroo, or something like that,
Stingray.
and they're like, "Oh my god!" Right? I just saw this creature, and he had a flat. Like they gave a crazy description, and people were like, "Oh, whatever." And then eventually,
More and more
after
people.
more and more people saw it, and it got legs, it had some truth to it, and
Okay.
then you realize that a duck-billed platypus is a real thing, right?
Okay.
People don't just randomly come up with, oh, there's this, big eyes and gray skin, and
Yeah.
it's some leg to that.
And it's so hard to believe everything you hear because you hear so many different things, like evolution, for example. Motherfuckers say we evolved from monkeys, and then other people are saying, well, then why are monkeys still here? Which monkeys, which apes? If we evolved from them, do I need to be like adopting one to turn it into a human, or is it gonna? How long is it until that group evolves, or how come that group didn't evolve when we evolved, or what are they offsprings of if we're offsprings of them? So it's hard to believe everything because it goes back to like, well, damn, if it was evolution and we evolved from Homo sapiens or this ape-like, creature, why the fuck is there still orangutans and graybacks, silverbacks, and all these other animals? So yeah, I can kind of see how sometimes it can, like you said, it'll have legs to it and it's believable, but it's like, man, we keep getting fed so much bullshit. I'm almost ready to believe anything, Ish. I'm almost ready to believe almost anything. Everything is almost believable, all the way back to the Martian talk.
Yeah.
Do you think I almost want to believe that too? Humans are from mud. Shit, I almost want to believe that too.
I say be skeptical.
God sprinkled us in here out of a cup. I believe that too. Like, dang, so many, like,
the religious talk. I don't want to offend nobody. I really don't.
That mean you about to offend somebody?
No. I won't go into that because I don't want to offend your viewers or anything like that. Because my take on that, but I will say this: like, have your beliefs. It's perfectly fine and great, but also keep an open mind.
Boom.
Keep an open mind.
Well said.
You don't have to believe everything you hear. You can be solidly grounded and rooted in what you believe, but have an open mind. Like,
well said.
I believe the best way to cook a steak, salt, pepper, garlic, rosemary, and some butter. Some people could believe differently. I'm not going to dismiss what they say.
Need some onion powder.
But, I just have my belief on it. But I'm open to see, like, oh, yeah, there are other ways to do things. There are other ways things are. That doesn't make their way better or my way better. It's just there's different ways. You still come to the same feeling without violating other people, then be good.
I think that the Bible is an extremely good instructional guide, but it is a lot that ain't in there. And because it ain't in there, some people are skeptical to believe anything that's not in there. There's way more to life than just what's in there. Now, what's in there, take that and interpret it your own way. You can interpret it word for word, or you can interpret it for the meaning that it could have meant in whatever language it was back then, which could be meant so many different things. And it's been rewritten so many times. It's meant for you to believe a certain thing that probably wasn't said the first time it was written. The original books, probably something different, but we're not going to go into that.
We're not. Cause that's a topic where
but
you got to be good with it.
But I was just going in that to say, it is a great structural guide. God of living, a God of purpose, a God of just a good way to live. I think it's a good little base for people. But I think there's so much more to the life that we are currently experiencing that ain't in that book yet.
Yeah, have your grounding, but your grounding is like your foundation of your house. Build a good foundation, but you can remodel a house however you want.
Well, this right here is an example of us doing what the dudes who wrote the books did back then. They documented what they were talking about. Years and years and years later, other people are quoting what you spoke on, and they're taking your word as a reference, as a guide for just a more successful life. Don't take Father Ishmael and Father Derek's words on this podcast as one day 6,000 years from now and go, them boys were speaking. Praise Ish. Praise Rock. Like, yo, we were speaking. We speaking life. We speaking about life. We speaking about our current existence, man. We technically rewriting our own story right now for people 6,000 years from now to see.
Hey.
Like,
hopefully you won't burn this damn place to the ground,
Nah.
That's the biggest worry, man.
I don't know what the year 8,000 gonna look like, but
man, honestly,
The year 8000.
I think we're gonna get to a point where everything's gonna come to a head, and then people are just gonna realize this shit's stupid. Let's just hug, shake hands, and let's just all right.
Survive. It's gonna get to a point to where survival is gonna kick in.
I'm me, but we both can make it happen.
Anytime we link up, bro, these are the type of conversations that we always have, bro. We go into some of the deepest shit, some of the realest shit too. It's appreciated.
Oh, yeah.
And I know a lot of the viewers who know you know the type of conversations that we have too. So it's much appreciated.
Definitely.
I do got another question for you though, man. So we was just talking earlier about, the year 8000 and just futuristic shit, man. But you done already brought up astrology, aliens, Mars, and Martians. But I'm gonna tap into something a little bit further. So all of us now have adapted to whatever life we got, with electronics, with our phones, we scrolling, we watching TV. We're so intertwined with what electronics can do for us. What the fuck is the world gonna look like, bro, when the power grid drops and people are having to survive now? When I say survive, cards don't work, ATMs don't work, money doesn't work. If you don't have attainable assets like that you can physically hold and trade and bargain with, we're gonna go back to like that system. But that's what society, that is what is gonna be the death of Earth, like people on Earth, is the fact that we're gonna have to learn how to survive again, and only the strong are gonna survive. And it won't be the ones with money, the strong, the people who can survive.
I'll tell you this. The people that will survive live in rural areas, because a lot of things we have now, they have it, but they don't really use it. I mean, there are people that still know how to butcher. There's still people that live in the United States, in a lot of southern places and in some places in the Midwest and stuff where they don't have huge access to things.
Yeah.
They don't have, access to...
Some people still got flip phones. They ain't using MacBooks. Don't even have it.
Some people have a landline.
A landline, yep.
So it's... For me, personally, I'm good with my hands. I can build things. I can, hunt. I can kill.
Yeah.
I can do those. So I can survive.
Yeah.
If we go to a bartering system, if everything just goes, all the stuff we have is gone and it's like a barter, I'll survive. Hey, you need your house built? You need something repaired? Okay, I need this.
Or build your own.
So
sure.
you're a butcher. You have cows. I need meat. You need somebody to repair your house or your fence, or you need somebody to make something out of granite or something like that. I can do that. So your skill set in what you make, like, I know how to forge steel. I know how to make knives. I know how to make axes. I know how to.
How we gonna forge steel in a blackout when the power grid go out?
Easy.
Though? You got
easy.
You need like power tools and shit though.
Nope.
You know how to do that shit.
You need an anvil. You need a hammer. You need a sharpening stone, and you need a fire.
And you got
it. You know how to do flint. You know what I'm saying? Make you a fire, and then to get the fire hotter, you need air, obviously. So we don't have electricity to do it.
Yeah.
So basically, you could have somebody sitting there. Have you an apprentice heating it up and getting it hotter.
Yeah.
You could have the big I guess it's like an accordion bag or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could blow air, get the fire hot, and then you could just pull
like
out and you can forge.
Puff,
so like you can do it. It's just it would go back to the traditional methods of doing things, and you're gonna have to work.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to earn your keep. And a lot of people now, hey, if I offend you, so be it. But a lot of these people is lazy as fuck.
You can't offend nobody by telling them they're lazy. They need to hear that shit.
They're not in this society. Yes, in this society, you're an asset.
Yeah.
But you take your skill set away because technology is gone.
Yeah.
You're fucking useless.
And
it's not an offense. It's just the truth. Like, learn. Like, if you look at the way society is now, right? Tech people make a bunch of money, right? But guess who makes more money that doesn't really get talked about? Plumbers, electricians, carpenters, people like that have irreplaceable hand skills.
Yeah.
Not just typing on a computer, or hey, I know how to do a spreadsheet, or I know how to do stocks and all of these things. Those are great and I love it. It's beautiful. But who gonna fix your toilet?
Yeah.
Who gonna teach you how to nurture the soil, to put the right materials and minerals in soil, how to rotate your crop so you don't kill that soil, so you have You rotate your crop every season to a different field, and you let this one replenish its minerals and nutrients, and then you go here. Who's going to teach them that, hey, if you burn a crop or scraps and you take all of that and then you till the soil, it puts nutrients back into the soil. Who's going to teach them that? Because they don't know these
evidently
things.
Ishmael's going to be you to teach, bro. You know all this shit.
Like you got to have the basic don't lose what built us. Because once you lose that, because you're so wrapped up in the now, once the now is gone, you're useless.
So
you don't ever want to look at yourself and be like, well, damn.
I took some time, bro.
Useless.
I took some time this January, and I went out to Dominican Republic with some homies. We took our cameras out there. You know, we was vlogging. Shout out to Derek. Derek, you watching this? What's up, G? Derek is skinny. Then my boys from California, they came to Tennessee, kicked it with me. Me and Derek got real tight. We went out to the Dominican Republic, and we went out there for just kind of like a spiritual type trip. And when I say spiritual trip, I just been like, I mentioned earlier, I think therapy is important. And one thing that I noticed that I really enjoyed in my own little therapeutic way was getting outside the country and just experience a new way of life, not having to be the Derek that was Mr. Popular, Mr. Face, Mr. Smile, Mr. All this. I really wanted to tap into something new. So going back onto the appreciation of what got us here in the first place, bro, I've never killed an animal. So the fact that I'm thinking in my head, and I know this probably won't happen in 2025, like, the grid gonna go out and I'm gonna have to fucking go hunt a chicken down and cook to feed the family.
Honestly, with the way things are, warfare ain't nukes. Warfare is cyber. So they can
cut that fucking grid.
Bro, we have the most vulnerable power grid. They cut our grid. We're
in
back
trouble.
In Stone Ages.
So what I did, I ended up going out there and I told myself, I was like, man, while I'm out here, I want to be able to experience hunting and just killing my first animal to like feed me and the people around me, which in this case was an entire village. We stayed on this little village on the top of a mountain 3 hours from the fucking airport in Dominican Republic. So like we out there. I killed my first animal, man. I killed a pig like with my hands, you know what I'm saying? So I had to go out there, and what it did was, man, it fed that entire village, and that felt good to me as a human. Not that I needed to do that shit. Not that I was forced to do it. I wanted to, because I never got a chance to, in this lifetime, experience what it would be like to have to do that. So now that I got that part out the way, bro, like, it made me feel a little bit better about, well, the shit got, like, pushed to the fucking right.
You could take care of your family.
Man, I could at least I got the asset to do this part now as a survivor. That shit felt good to me, Ish.
It's a beautiful thing.
That
when,
shit
like,
felt good.
You take... I'll put it to you where a lot of people that watch this can understand and relate. My military people could definitely relate. When you go to basic training, everything is stripped from you.
Everything.
I don't know how it is now, because now it's different now.
They got phones in there. They probably got their hair still.
Like when we went in, and then like prior to that, they strip you of everything.
Man,
they strip you, and you're in that environment, and you really appreciate that moment, that time, that environment, to where you can survive in there. And one of the greatest things that I can definitely say, my time in the military, I can make anything work.
Yeah.
I can survive anywhere.
I can sleep anywhere, bro. I can
live
anywhere.
I can navigate. I can defend. I can build a fortified structure where it can support me. I can, dig a trench. Like you can do those things.
Yeah.
So when you have that basis in your pocket, like, I can take care of my family. I can take care of my people, So you learn those skills, and it's in you. You might be a little rusty because you haven't done it in a while, but
at least you know the steps.
You get put in there like, all right, I'm a little rusty, but
all right, I got this.
Cool,
shit.
The rust is off, and all right, I'm back into it. Like it's you. I believe everybody should know how to do that. Like you have all of these. I'm going to overland and explore and do all these things. And you got all of these YouTube channels and they show people. And it's cool, but it doesn't really show them the reality. Like, take that camera away, take all your tech away, and get in the mud.
Go live out in a mountain.
Can you fish? Like, my brother-in-law, he dives. And, we were watching some diving videos at the house. And, seeing how people, relax, go down to 80 feet, hold their breaths. They spear fish. They know how to, clean the fish and what to catch, what to eat, what not to eat, things like that. Like, you got to know, like, living here, if power was lost, the Hawaiians, they be straight.
They be
straight.
They
be straight.
They're gonna be the richest ones out here, because you know what they're gonna be the ones that know how to do. They know how to fish. They know how to deep dive and fish.
They know how to live off the land.
They know how to live off the land, and that's going to become an asset to them, because I ain't gonna have shit to trade them but these lights and cameras. Like, because you want some electronics,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
they don't work, but
this is what's funny, right?
I'll trade you.
And me and my best friend back home, shout out to Ronell. We always talk about it.
Shout out Ronell. What's up, bro?
Who was the first person to figure out what mushrooms were good and what wasn't? Who was the first person that ate a Carolina Reaper? You know what I'm saying? Like, you
the first person who ate a mushroom is probably my favorite fucking human.
Like, bro, like, who was the first person to know that you can't eat bear meat? You know? Like, who was the first person to realize, certain fruit is poisonous and it's not poisonous. Mm-hmm. And if you sit down and you pay attention, the smart people follow the animal. Because animals will tell you what you should and shouldn't eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will tell you, because you're watching them, you're paying attention, like, he's eating that. Now, granted, some animals can eat anything and it doesn't affect them. But people, if you pay attention and you observe, you know, like, who can do what, who should and shouldn't. So, like, it's things like that where you just got to go back to your basics. Like, everybody, I believe, should take some time, some way, some place, and go on like a true solo adventure. Honestly,
when you say adventure, you mean like a wilderness, live off the land, start a fire, kill an animal, cook it, and then go back home.
If this was possible, I know it'll sound crazy, and I know my military people probably roast me in this one, but I think a lot of people should try SEER school.
Maybe that's a little too deep. Maybe everybody should try basic training.
Yeah.
Maybe everybody should try basic training.
Real basic. Or like,
because when you say SEAL school, again,
no, not SEAL, SEER.
SEER. Even when you say SEER school, you're thinking of a motherfucker of your caliber. Even myself-ish, I was high speed, but I wasn't that damn high.
I never went. I wanted to go. I would have loved to win, but obviously, like, unless you're like a pilot where it's required, or you go into the the group, and it's required because of the stuff that they do, we really don't get those opportunities. From talking to a lot of my comrades that were in, and they would tell me about it, I think it would be a great experience for people, because it teaches you just how to survive. It teaches you the huge mental aspect of it, as well as like from what was explained to me. Now, I know there are guys that have went, so in the comments you guys can put people with what really happened, whatever you can say. I don't know what you can and can't say, but I know they teach you like how to kill like a rabbit, I want to say, how to clean it, how to start your fire, things like that. They teach you how to survive
with ropes. And, they teach you how to use tie knots,
how to evade and get to where you need to get to. And I think if there was like some kind of like class or like a 2 or 3 week thing where you could just meet, and it's just a group of guys or girls, whoever, gender neutral. I don't give a shit about that. It's about learning how to survive, because if you can do it, you have that in your back pocket.
But see, SEER, here's the difference in like SEER and then just like surviving. SEER will teach you how to survive in a situation and where you're trying to evade something. So it's more like, if you become a prisoner of war, here's how you act.
Yeah.
Normal everyday people ain't trying to go through no training to become a prisoner of war, because ain't nobody just holding random ass people hostage like that here. And if they were, they ain't hunting no rabbits and shit in the bottom of a basement.
True.
I think that the idea of I get where you're coming from, and the aspect of, I think people need to learn how to have a certain set of skills. First of all, jump out your comfort zone for maybe a couple of days. You will appreciate the life that easy ass life that you have now once you get somewhere and you have to chase that chicken down to eat today, or you're not going to eat. And some people will never be put in that situation, or never want to put themselves in that situation. I signed up for it. I was like, I'm not eating this today. We didn't eat that week until I did that with that pig. It was like day 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We was eating crackers and shit. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm ready. Give me the pig. And when I did that, bro, I fed the whole village. And now, bro, it's a completely different meaning to me. And they gave me that asset. But I do think it's important for people to get out there. Go out on a hike, sleep on the beach first. Like start off with little stuff. I wouldn't necessarily go Sears where low crawling for a mile and a half, and then they gotta get up, drink a sip of water, run here, run there, set up a stand. Oh, you're getting shot at. Like maybe a less advanced version, but I still think that it is extremely necessary because, not to say it's going to happen now, but like I said, it's the appreciation that you have of what you got today. The reason me and you are able to appreciate little things like a backyard with a table and a central nail candle is because we done been through the mud, in the sticks, in Afghanistan, in the snow, getting shot at. It was doo-doo sauce.
I mean, it was wild.
Training got us prepared for what and how we are today.
I mean, living in like where I live in El Paso, and being in a desert, you know, you got, you know, deer, you have orcs. Yeah, we do have orcs. They actually they filmed a lot of movies out in the desert, and they brought orcs in for.
You keep saying orcs. What is an orc?
So
we don't live in Texas over around yonder.
So in Africa, there's a thing called the orcs. It's super big, about the size of a moose, and they have like, I'm 6'3".
They got the hair in the front.
Nah. They have these horns and it's straight, and they are 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet long,
like the Texas Longhorn.
Bro, I'll pull it up on my phone. Boom. That's an orcs. And we have those in El Paso, right?
Can't say I seen one of them ever.
We have those. You won't. They're extremely aggressive. Now,
I've never seen some shit like that.
People, you're allowed to hunt them, but it's hard because they're mostly on military land, you know. But
you got to get permission.
You got to get permission. But a couple of years ago, when I was there, well, when I got there, they told me a couple of years ago, they're so aggressive. They attacked the Humvee, and they horned the Humvee.
Can penetrate it?
They killed the dude. It was a soft top.
Dang.
Yeah, like they're aggressive. So when I was actually, I get a chance, I'll pull it up because I got pictures of it. We were out doing a field exercise, and we were surveying another spot to do like a simulated attack and stuff like that, and do the jump and all of that. We saw a male with 3 females, and I lie to you not, bro. The male, I looked at him from the far. He's probably a good 200 yards away. Yeah. And it was taller than me from 200 yards.
It was big, bro.
And he was just looking at us. And you know, he had his flock of females and everything. And I'm just like, this thing is massive.
Fuck that.
And they are aggressive.
You remember when we was out in Louisiana and they had them stallions in that damn field? We had to sleep in shit.
Bro. And
we really been through the mud, bro.
And the stallion blocked the latrine door and they were stuck in it.
Bro. They told us, they was like, all right, y'all, we're going to be staying here in tents. We get there, it's shit everywhere. And I mean like literal shit. Horse, stallion. Not just little horse shit, but big ass like wild stallion shit. We sleeping in mosquitoes. It rained for the first 2 days. We wet. We don't get to shower. We didn't get to sleep. Me and you got put on the 50 cal duty.
We had it there with the MVGs just checking everything out, man.
I got pictures of you, me and you.
Seeing these Mustangs, and we like, man, these horses is big. And like,
out in Louisiana.
They got the simulated gunshots. And
the mosquitoes. They're not even scared of them. Them mosquitoes was as big as motherfucking bats, bro. They look like birds.
Mosquitoes is, man. They got jobs and Social Security.
Maybe that was my first time killing an animal the size of a house pet. I was killing those mosquitoes in Louisiana, bro.
It was something serious.
Fort Polk about took me. I ain't been back to Louisiana since.
I wouldn't.
Like
I wouldn't.
Shout out to my Louisiana people, but no, I don't want no smoke with y'all mosquitoes.
Fort Polk was something miserable because we went and it was summertime.
It was summertime. We went in the summertime.
And boy,
we was young, bro.
Body armor, walking around that humidity. Hot. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Hot, man.
No, thank you, bro.
Yo,
that was something.
We're going to take the time today, man, because I don't know how much time we got left the podcast, but it's currently 1:54 a.m. and we chilling, man. I think the vibe is great and the topics is good, man, but I haven't seen you in so long, bro. We still got to tap back in and we got to speak to our people who you haven't seen in a while because I don't know if I might have mentioned it 1 or 2 times, but for the people who've been following me on social media for the past 10, whatever, something years, 11 years, we had a big ass group when we was out here in Hawaii, bro. It was me, you, Nick, LaFace, Steph, Day. I mean, I can go on forever.
Johnson.
Johnson, my dog.
We had Roy.
Man.
We had
Roy and them.
We had Stone when I could get him out the house. We had
Verbeck was my dog, bro.
We had Verb. We had Kobe, Mr. Kobe.
Mr. Kobe was cool as shit.
We had Mr. Kobe.
I was sad when he left, bro. He was a real one.
Who else? Hey,
everybody.
Shout out to Lieutenant Colonel. I know you're not Lieutenant Colonel anymore, but I knew you as Lieutenant Colonel Graham. The best, coolest commander you could ever have. I'm pretty sure he's back at 160th now.
Yeah.
But love you, sir. You were the best. And his motto, work hard, play hard, bro. We worked hard for that man, but he let us do whatever we wanted to do.
I like Colonel Graham, but I mean, I ain't never get to know him on like a personal level.
I got to know him.
Well, you were a little bit older too, so you was so much more mature. He probably felt more comfortable like talking to you. He was
a good soul. Sergeant Chesty, like
Sergeant Cross was a real
Sergeant Cross, like they could cook you. I mean, cook you. And then, hey man, what we doing this weekend? Like good people, man. So like it was, oh man, like the group we had, that unit, and all my Army people, we can relate. I mean, even Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps. When you have that group, you wish you could just all PCS as a whole.
As a whole, bro.
And go to the next spot.
Man. I hated leaving all of y'all, man. I hated leaving all of y'all. One of the worst things was that I was leaving first because I got me and you got here first.
Yeah.
And then people came after us, and then we got this big group, and we slowly started to sprinkle out. And I'm still watching everybody grow and everything, man. But for them to see us back together again, I'm sure gives them like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and all those warm and fuzzies. So shout out to everybody watching this who know me and Ish. It took us 7 years to get back together again, bro. And
man, it's
the past beautiful. 2 days, bro, that you've been on this island, we've been together the past 2 days that you've been on this island.
And I'll say this, like, when you have real friends, 7 years, right? 7. I mean, we would talk off and on and stuff like that.
A lot.
But it's great when you could pick up the phone or shoot a text, and it's like we ain't never missed a beat.
Ain't a beat missed, bro.
Like it's not awkward. It's like that's a real friend in your life where you literally can call them, pick up the phone, and you haven't missed a beat.
Yeah.
And like with life, and life will happen. Life waits for nobody. Father Time is like, hey, I'm gonna go. You gonna go whether you like it or not, But
we took advantage of this time, and we made sure we stayed locked in with each other, bro.
We had to, like,
kept holding it down.
And this we're gonna bring it back full circle with energy. There's times where you laying down or you chilling or whatever you might be doing, and you just feel that person. You just like, man,
I wonder how so-and-so doing.
Yeah, like, man, I wonder how such and such is doing. And then you pick up that phone, it's like y'all never missed a beat.
Never missed a beat.
It's a beautiful thing when you can develop and build and maintain and hold that. Because out of all the things in life, the thing you have is your name.
Yeah.
Your name and who you are. Those two things, like, they carry. Don't matter how many cars you got, how many houses, how much money, all of that can be taken from you. But you, being you, is something people always remember, because like you can have all the bread and they be like, man, fuck that dude.
Well, that's why I think it's super important to be authentic when you first meet somebody, so that way you can just be that way every time you meet them, because you're the same Ish that I met in 2014.
Just with two bad knees now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get you some ice at the refrigerator in a little bit, man. Y'all thought they heard the fireworks going on. That was just his knees, man. Ish, my dog, bro. Thanks for hopping on the show with me, man.
Love you, brother.
Hey, listen, for all the viewers out there, man, thank y'all for tapping back in with your boy. Thank y'all for rolling with Rock. And stay tuned for some more episodes out here in Hawaii.
And we gonna do this again. This ain't the first time.
We definitely tapping back in.
It's so much in my brain that me and him be talking about, and like we can just continue, or you guys can just write down in the comment like, hey, why don't y'all talk about this, talk about that.
Let's get Rockin' Ish back.
Hey, we can do it, man. Like, it ain't nothing but a flight. I mean, the technology thing.
We're gonna get you out here. We're gonna get you out here. All right, y'all. Well, thanks for tuning in. Ish, hold it down, man.
Hey, I'm gonna hold it down my best I can. Y'all take it easy. Love y'all.
Peace.
You are now tuned in to Rolling with Rock podcast. Is this thing even on?
Vibe check, baby.